everyone. Today I will explain you how to write a linear equation from a word problem. Remember, in this type of problems it's really important to identify the variable. The variable is the unknown value that we are going to identify in our word problem. Remember, to solve word problems you need to read at least 2 or 3 times to understand better and to analyze what variables do we have in the problem. For example, in these problems we have on a variable test, the highest grade was 42 points higher than the lowest grade. The sum of the two grades was 138. In these problems we know that the highest grade was 142 points higher than the lowest grade. So that means that our unknown quantity is the lowest grade. So we are going to solve this one using the data, the plan, and the answer for word problems. So what do we have to do? In the data, we are going to let the grade be with the letter L or with the variable L. Then we know the lowest grade is L because we don't know what is the lowest grade. And we know in the highest grade, here we have in the first part, we have the highest grade was 42 points higher than the lowest grade. Higher we can interpret as a addition. It's the lowest plus 42 is the highest grade. Then we are going to write our conditions in our plan. Our condition said that the addition of these two grades is 138 degrees. Point or percent. Here we have lowest grade plus highest grade. The highest grade, which is L plus 42, is equal to 138. Then we are going to add L plus L because remember our like terms, 2L plus 42 is equal to 138. Then we are going to use inverse operation to solve this equation, and it's going to be 138 minus 42. Adding past to subtracting using the transposition of term and the inverse operation. Then we are going to have that 12 is equals to 96, and then finally we divide by 2 both sides to keep the equality, and we cross out the 2 and we get L is equals to 48. Now we already know what is the value for L that represents the lowest grade, and we are going to answer our question. The lowest grade is L, which is L equals to 48. 48% is the lowest grade. The highest grade is the lowest plus 42. In this case, it's 90%. So our answer would be the lowest grade is 48% and the highest grade is 90%. Remember, one of the most important in this type of problems is to identify where is the variable, what is our variable in this. Now the second one, in a given amount of time, Jamie drove twice as far as Rhonda. Altogether, they drove 90 miles. Find the number of miles driven by each. In this problem, we don't know how many miles does Rhonda drive. So, and we know that Jamie drove twice as far as Rhonda. So in our problem, in our data, we are going to start with a condition. Let's be the amount of time or the amount of miles. In this case, we are going to call A. Now we have two conditions, that Jamie drove twice as far as Rhonda. We don't know how many miles does Rhonda drive, so we are going to call A, this quantity. And then Jamie drove twice as Rhonda. It's those two times the quantity of Rhonda drive. So, and then we are going to start with our plan, and in our plan, the addition of these two, because we have altogether, that means addition. It's Jamie plus Rhonda. The addition of the 2 miles was 90. So here we have 3A equals to 90. Why 3A? Because 1A plus 2A is equals to 3A. Then we divide 3 over 3 and 90 over 3. Then we are going to have that A is equals to 30. 30 miles in this case, and then we are going to answer our question and we are going to use our conditions to solve it. Rhonda drove 8 miles. It say 30 miles. Then Jamie twice as of Rhonda, or it say 2 times the quantity of Rhonda. In this case, it's going to be 2 times A, which is 2 times 30 is equals to 60. And finally, Rhonda drove 30 miles and Jamie 60 miles. If you add 30 plus 60, give us 90. Remember, the important in these problems is to identify what are the conditions and what are our variables and how are we going to connect these two conditions